Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about the 3 ways I was able to earn additional income to be able to afford the 3 cars that I have here in my garage. But before we do that, let's take a look at these cars. All right, first one, Mercedes SL63 AMG. It's a 2013. I've owned it about 8 months. And if I could only have one car, it would be the SL63 AMG. And the roof lets back, so it's a convertible as well. But it's a dual purpose car. I mean, it can be a luxury cruiser, but you can also put it in sport or sport plus, and it can run with the best sports cars out there. But it's been a great 8 months of ownership, and I don't plan on letting it go anytime soon. The next one I want to show you guys is my daily Range Rover SVR 2016. This SUV has been fantastic. I mean, I've had no problems with it in 18 months of ownership. The maintenance costs are extremely low. I've had a 1 annual service on it, and that's really about it. Other than that, man, it's been fantastic. And I can't say enough about it. But this is the daily right here. Fantastic daily. And then the last one of the trio is the Ferrari 458. Man, I am just blessed to be able to own these 3 cars, but extremely blessed to be able to have this Ferrari 458. This was my dream car, man. This is what I wanted to obtain. And when I tell you about these 3 things that I did in order to earn additional income to be able to afford this 458 and the SL63 and the SVR, then it will make a little bit more sense to you. So what we're going to do, I'm going to go back inside, and then we're going to jump into the 3 things that I was able to do in order to put myself in a position to earn additional income to be able to afford these 3 beautiful vehicles that I just did a nice walk around on. All right, guys. Let's talk about the 3 things that I did to put myself in a position to be able to afford and justify purchasing the 3 cars I have in my garage. Number 1, luxury watch sales. I have been a long time watch enthusiast. I started out collecting watches, purchasing and collecting watches, and then I turned that hobby into an opportunity for me to create additional income. Now, how did I do that? First thing I had to do was to figure out how to purchase the watch at the right price and then be able to remarket the watch online and be able to make some profit. The way I studied that industry was through watch forums. Watch forums like watchyouseek.com, Chrono24, RolexForums.com. I began to, 1, become a part of those watch communities. 2, I would go into the watch forum in the for sale section and look at the people who were selling the most watches. And I would participate in forum discussions. Once I got comfortable with that, the places that I would go to in order to buy my watches were places like eBay, Amazon, Chrono24, and I would also go to local authorized dealers. And at some point, I got to a position where I was able to source watches outside of my state and in some cases internationally. Now, this didn't happen overnight. It took time. So I'll have to go into more in-depth in a different video, start to finish, how you can actually get started and do luxury watch sales if that's something that you feel like you would like to try. So I'll create another video on that in the near future. The second thing I did was real estate. In 2008, during the real estate downturn in our country, I began to purchase real estate, residential real estate. And I did that from 2008 to 2014. Now, I'm not a flipper, so I would purchase these residential homes at below market, and I would put a tenant in the property because I knew at some point our economy would turn around and I would have an opportunity. One, I could keep the property and keep a tenant in it and continue collecting rental income, or I could at that point sell the property and take the upside from a profit standpoint. The third and final thing that I did was stock market investing. Now, I'm not a qualified person here to be able to tell you how to pick stocks and that type of thing. But what I can do is share what I did. Now, I'm in the financial services industry, so I know quite a bit about banking and real estate financing. So I took that knowledge and I said, okay, if I want to invest money in the stock market, what should I invest in? And the number one thing you should invest in my opinion, is something that you know something about, you have a good knowledge of that particular industry, or you're passionate about that particular industry. Go out and do your research. And then what I did, I went out and did my research. And then what I did is I invested in undervalued banks or financial institutions that had a strong history and a strong track record of being profitable and strong earnings. But for some reason, their stock price was undervalued. I would go in, purchase those stocks, and I still do that today. I'll go in, purchase those stocks, and then let the money work for me and watch the company continue to rise. And as the company gets back to a level of profitability that they can be rated higher, their stock price through earnings, higher ratings will start increasing because more people will want to purchase their stock. So the company will be more valuable. And then you can do two things at that point. Once the value of the stock goes up, you can either exit the stock, take your profits, or leave it in and continue to let that money work for you through reinvesting of dividends. So if that stock is paying dividends, depending upon how much you have invested in the company in stock, you'll receive a certain dividend based on that. So those are the three things that I did and am currently doing in order to put myself in a position where I don't have to rely on my 9-to-5 job that I have, which I do have one. And I've had that same job for 25 years. But that job allowed me to take care of my family and have a good lifestyle and a good living. But by no means it would have put me in a position to be able to do the things that I've done with the vehicles I have in the garage. So I hope that was helpful, guys. Again, I plan on taking each of those ways of earning income and doing a little bit more in-depth video on each one of them. I know I went pretty quick, but if you guys are interested in that, drop me some comments and let me know what you're interested in, and I'll be more than happy to share my knowledge. Again, I'm not an expert in any of those areas I just talked about, but again, with the internet, with YouTube, with other sources of information you can get. It's not hard to learn about some of these other ways of making income. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please consider giving me a thumbs up. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing, and please share the video. That's very helpful, and it gets other people interested in my channel, and perhaps they're able to enjoy the videos, and perhaps they'll subscribe. And until the next time, guys, thank you very much, and stay peace.